time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. All right, Israel. Shabbat shalom, new moon.
That's right. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
All right, we know what time it is.
That's right.
It's real. Yeah.
It's holy day time. Let's get
right.
it.
That's right. Feast of our forefathers. Not only our forefathers, but the Most High Yahweh. Special day. We have a new moon and a new month.
That's right. Bring it out, Doc. Bring it out.
So the first day, it is the first day of the 5th month, Israel.
That's right.
So the next feast day is going to be a month later. It's going to be the memorial blowing of the trumpets, which is going to be on the 31st of the 6th month, sunset, all the way to the 1st of the 7th month, sunset. Ready for that, because the 7th month is when we have our bulk of the feast. You know, we have the memorial blowing of the trumpets, and then of course we have the Day of Atonement. That's the fasting for one complete day. And then guess what? We have the Sukkot. Oh man, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Let's get it.
So we got a busy month coming up.
That's right.
So getting back to the 5th month. You know, this is the calendar of the scriptures. Very detailed, precepts galore, Israel. So if you follow these precepts and you really study and you dig, I guarantee you will not be misguided, all right? And that's the whole purpose of the feast calendar, is to show you all and to give you a sense so you can put it to the test yourself, all right? You have a lot of other brews that be putting calendars out there. Not only are they selling calendar, but, you know, it's all jacked up. They don't show their work. They don't show you how they got those days. And they still following the new moon, as the scripture forbade us to do in the book of Jasher, Jubilees chapter 6. So Israel, we wanted to do something special. You know, we wanted to do something special now. We call this the New Moon Fellowship Freestyle. And so me and brother Eitan and myself, you know, we're gonna just, if you all don't have anything, we're gonna just pick random scriptures and break them down. We don't plan on being here too long with you, but if you have, like, if you want to come on board with us, or we'll put the link in the comment box. And if you want to come on board and everything and fellowship, hey, this is what this is about, Israel. We want to start kind of insinuating this more often.
That's right.
So the brews, you know, so the brothers and the sisters can get on. Like we had last time, you know, we had a sister and her grandkids come on, which was pretty awesome. So, you know, things like that. So if you have any questions, Israel, that you want us to break down, all right? And even if we don't know them, I guarantee we'll get the answer to them by the grace of the Most High. So, if you have any questions, like questions like if you're dealing with your counterparts, your brothers, you know, your Christian brothers that are still caught up in Christianity, and you want to know how to break down certain scriptures and things like that, you know what I'm saying?
Check it out, brother.
So we can do it. So this is a freestyle. Hey, we're gonna fellowship. Look, we're gonna have fun, Israel, because this is the feast. This is the feast of the Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
This is a very informal lesson. It's not a formal lesson at all. So hey, you know.
I want to make an announcement. One announcement that we have on this coming Shabbat, and we're going to do this every time we have the very new month, right? When we start the beginning of the first of the new month, on that following Shabbat. So on the 5th, you know what I'm saying? Well, on the 4th, sundown, right? On the 4th comes sundown, which is the Shabbat, right? We're going to be holding our lesson. It's going to be on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Well, it's going to be 12 o'clock our time, okay? So just be looking out for that, right? So we will not be doing the lesson sundown on Friday. We will be doing a lesson Friday at noon, right? Friday at noon during our time.
Shabbat at noon.
Yeah, Con, that's right, man. Saturday at noon.
Yeah.
Saturday at noon.
He said Friday at noon. Israel, the reason why we're doing this,
Yeah.
Israel, not only, but this helps with the algorithm as well as you all too, because the way YouTube does stuff and everything, we want to alternate it and everything. So as more people are joining, we can catch more brews and everything. Scriptures tells us to be fishers of men. So
That's
this
right.
is just a technique that we use to be more efficient. At trying to get all the brews as possible on there. So definitely the first month or the first Shabbat of each month, that's when we plan to do the less than 12, unless stated otherwise.
That's right.
But just plan on that for the most part, Israel. But I'm excited, Israel. But I hope y'all got some questions. I hope you're all excited. I hope you all been digging in the word. Been breaking down. But let me ask y'all something. So this, I'm gonna just ask y'all, and you don't have to answer, but what are some challenges that some of y'all been facing that you're trying to improve on? Y'all don't mind sharing. If there's anything that I don't know, you feel like there's a stumbling block or something that that's causing you to keep falling back. What are you doing to try to, what are you doing to improve that? What are you doing to try to improve and keeping the commandments much better and everything? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's something that we should really, as a people, we should really strive for.
God.
Because the Most High said that He's going to gather us from the four corners, Israel. But we have to be crying out first. And I truly see the writing on the wall. And the Most High is putting our people in situations where they have no other choice but to cry out.
God.
And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and seeing our people in this condition, Israel. But unfortunately, it has to happen. It has to happen because the scripture says our people are just stiff necked. And you know how hard it is working with a stiff neck. Me and my brother Aton, we had to deal with this stuff all the time with our family members.
God. Oh, boy, sometimes, man, even when they know the laws, statutes, and commandments, they just refuse to follow. They refuse to listen to the Most High. They want to do their own thing, right?
Yeah. Yo, my prayer is for our people to break away from these heathen traditions.
God.
And see the importance of keeping the Most High's laws. Because I'm telling y'all, Israel, this is I have no idea. Like, it's just, if you saw what me and brother Aton saw, and if our people just repented, kept the laws, man, we'll probably see destruction a lot more quicker.
Right. Well, the Most High, He has this set day. He has this set day where things are gonna pop off, right? But right before we pop off into a little conversation, right? I just want to first, just go because it is a new moon. And we got an email from a brother that they were saying that they didn't know how to keep the new moon, right? They didn't understand how to keep the new moon, right? And so we're just going to go over a few scriptures just a couple scriptures just to show you, what to do on the new moon and what you can't do. Then this will be one of them, right? If you want to get out your scriptures, we're going to go to Amos chapter 8, and we're going to start in verse 5, right?
Bring it up.
And it reads, saying, right? Now, this is during the time when they were trying to force Israel to sell, right? But what happened? We had to close the gates, right? And leave the heathens on the outside of the gate, to make sure that we kept the commandments, right? So, we got brothers that don't want to keep the commandments, right? They were asking, right? They were saying in verse number 5, it says, saying, when will the new moon be gone, right? So the new moon is there, right? So when you look at it, right, it says, when will the new moon be gone, right? So during the new moon, right, that we may sell corn, meaning that you cannot buy or sell during the new moon, right? And the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making an ephah small and a shekel great, and falsifying the balances by the sea, right? The only reason I brought that out is because I wanted to show you that you can't buy and sell, you can't work on the Shabbat, right? And this is like a Shabbat, right? What you can do is you can't cook, right? Because we remember when old boy David, right, when he was running, them boys had tried to cook some food for him, right, on the new moon day, and he was hiding, right? He was hiding out in the pasture. on the new moon day because you know, they really sought for his life. Right. So we know that we can eat and we can cook and make feast on the Shabbat. Right. Now I'm in on the new moon. Now I want to go to Enoch 77 real quick as well. I wanted to bring out one other scripture because, like, a lot of people, they say that the dark moon, right? They want to keep the dark moon as saying that that is the new moon. But there's nothing dark about Salakia. There's nothing new about a dark moon. It's the same old vessel, right? It's the same old vessel that the Most High has used, right, to fill up the light from the sun, right? It fills up the light from the sun, and then it expels the light, right, from the sun into the heavens, right? And that's how it goes down in the scriptures. So we're going to go to Enoch 77. Oh, right. And, you know, you can also go to, well, before we go there, you can also use this verse right here to prove that the sun and the moon are both the same. They're both the same, just like Brother Daniel was bringing out the other day on his little lesson, right? On his lesson, he was bringing out that, you know, when we have an eclipse, there's no such thing as the earth being the moon being 400 times smaller than the sun or any of that other madness that, you know, these heathens come up with. Because if you really look at it, you'll look down and you do just the slightest bit of, you know, research on it. You'll see that these heathens, like 5 or 6 times, they actually change the distance from the earth to the sun, right? That's because these heathens, they don't know, right? The sun is just a few thousand miles above us, right? But we just can't reach it. It says that the names of the sun are these: one, Ares, the other, Thomas, right? So it's a male attribute, right? The moon has 4 names. The first is a Sonia, right? That's a feminine attribute. The second, Elba. The third, Banasi, and the fourth, Ere. These two, Salakia, these are the 2 great luminaries whose orbs are as the orbs of heaven, and the dimensions are equal, right? That which means that they are the same size. That's why we can't go by Esau's logic and whatever the hell that he has in there, right? All right. Let me see. Likewise, all right, here it is right here, right? And so the reason, right, if you look on the calendar on every single new moon day, right? Brother Daniel and I, we have it marked for the new moon that is in Jerusalem, that when you get the first light of the new moon. So, like, let's say, for example, you know, our ancestors were out. We had watchers, right? We had watchers back in the ancient days, and they would tend the fields and they would watch, right, for the first sliver, right, the first light into the moon. And on that day, they would know that that was a new moon. They would blow the trumpet, right, or they would blow the shofar, and we would go ahead and get our celebration on, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start in verse 14. We don't really need to read verse 12. You can go back and do that on your own time. It says, and when it's wholly extinguished, talking about the moon, right, its light is consumed in heaven, and on the first day it is called the new moon, right? For on that day light is received into it. So that's why we always say that the first sliver is the new moon, mm-hmm. because that is the new light that is being poured into the moon, being poured into the empty vessel. Okay, so the first time you see light in it, that's new light that is absorbed from the sun, right? And that's how we know that that is a new moon. It's the new light, not the moon itself. The moon itself is the same old vessel. The only thing new about it is the light that's being poured in it from the sun. All right. So on the new moon days, you can cook, right? But you cannot buy and sell. And there is meaning that there is no work on those days. So whenever you see that on the calendar, you need to make sure that you prep for the following day off. Usually people get off at 5 o'clock or whatever it is. So it's okay to work that day, because I think sundown around where I'm at, it's in the south. It's around 8:30, right? Mm-hmm. So you can work to that day, and then the following day you need to request off, put in PTO or whatever you need. Brother Daniel?
No, go ahead, man.
No, that was it. That's all I wanted to bring out dealing with this.
Okay, right? I want to bring out I want to bring out a precept to that. Let me show my matter of fact. You know what? Can you hold it, because I got the other thing on there. Can you go to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 43? 6 through 9, because that's gonna be a precept to what you read, Nina. 43. Yes.
Salakia. Oh, okay.
Ecclesiasticus 43, 6 through 9.
Yeah. All right, bring it out, Doc.
Well, it says he made the moon also to serve in her seasons for declaration of times and a sign of the world. So we know like most of all the other rules, they go off the new moon to set their feast days, but that's totally against the scriptures. And right here even tells you that he made the moon also to serve in her season for the declaration of times. And we've explained that to you when we did the lesson on the calendar and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Okay, so when the moon is draining out, right? When all that light is draining out, like the Most High has it, and then that dark moon, that's not the new moon. That first slither, the month is called after her increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of the heaven. So all that light is diminished or replenished and everything, that first sliver begins a new cycle, which is very amazing how the Most High has the luminaries set up and everything. So I just want to bring that out.
Mr. Anderson. Well, sir, we Matrix. You remember that, right? Hey, okay, Mr. Anderson. If you want to look back, we have the calendar series in the what is that called? A playlist, right? If you want to click back on the playlist, we have the calendars. And if you want to check in the beginning of the year, we have a link to a calendar you can download. It's 1,000% for free. Right, we don't charge or do anything like that. All you got to do is just go to the beginning of the year calendar, and it should be in March, I believe, somewhere in the end of March. Dealing with the heathen days, right? You just go around that area, and then you should search, and then you should find our video dealing with the first month of the year. That right there, you should have a calendar link that is on there for you to download absolutely for free. Now, if you cannot get the link, if something's wrong with it, if it's been fragmented or something like that, please do email Brother Daniel or myself, and we'll be sure to send you a 2023 Hebrew calendar that's right and exact. All right, right and
just
exact.
To give you a tip too, if you have an iPhone, you might have issues because I know there's a lot of people who try to download it with an iPhone. For some reason, iPhone doesn't do well when it comes down to downloading PDFs. But if you have an Android, you shouldn't have no problem. But if you have an iPhone, I would recommend that you download the calendar from your laptop or your PC.
That's right. Yeah, don't get no iPhone. No, y'all shouldn't get no iPhone. Nah, don't get no iPhones. Get them Androids. You can customize. It's better to use.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Hey, you know what? Man, I want to this is totally off topic, right? Because I know we're just probably
this fellowship, brother. This is fellowship.
Hey, Israel, have y'all seen this? There's this trend, this NPC trend. I just saw it today, actually.
What's it called?
An NPC trend. Man, this is how you know that wickedness is at an all-time high. Man, let me show you this right here, man.
I don't even know what that is, man. You have to explain that one.
Yeah, come. Let me make sure I find a good one, right? These folks are getting paid to act like NPCs. It's just freaking. It's
first
weird.
of all, what does NPC stand for?
I don't know. Hold on, man. Let me look up. Let me look that up real quick. NPC meaning. All right.
Again, Israel, for those of you who are just now coming on, this is New Moon Fellowship Freestyle. So if you got any questions, you want to come online, come on backstage, come on. Just make sure you show your face, and then you can hide your face once we identify you as Israel, because we don't want no heathens on here trying to sabotage it.
All right. Hey, an NPC is a non-playable character, right? Man, you never know if you play like whenever you play video games, it's a characters you can't play like the storyline characters. Like you might play Zelda or something, you might go out there and talk to the people, and but you can't play them. You know what I mean? They're just like got scripted dialogue. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild. Let me see if I can find something.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's the first time I'm hearing about that. I'm not a social media person unless somebody just sends me something. out of the blue.
Ice cream.
Yeah. Look at this. This is a trend, and people are doing this and getting paid. I have no idea what's going. Man, this is how you know, man. We're close to the end. People are not getting smarter; they're only getting dumber, man. This is. Look at this.
Ice cream. Yum. Cheesy balls.
TikTok Live is certainly one of the weirdest places on social media, and TikTokers like Pinky Doll are bringing that weirdness into the limelight as videos of her and other users acting like NPCs allows users to then become attention, in which specific straightener to add a loop when taking.
I don't want to listen to no talk.
Hee-haw, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me run it, huh?
She also makes popcorn and opens and closes a hair straightener.
What's going on out here in the world, man? What in the world is going on out here? I need to find like the regular one.
Bro, I'm so out of sight, out of mind, man. I wouldn't even like half of this, man. Like 90% of this stuff that these young kids are doing these days, I wouldn't even know what. I wouldn't even know what was going on.
Man, I mean, I just can't believe that you have people that are actually like what they'll do is that I saw it was some doggone. It was one of these shows that had it on there. It was showing just a brain dead situation of these people, right? Hold on, man. Let me see if I can get a better one, man. I need a better one so you can see this absolute craziness. Let me see.
That's right, Tina Boy. And I agree with you. Weird. This stuff is crazy.
Oh, yeah, this is the person that started it right here.
Okay, you don't have to explain to me what she's supposed to be doing.
Acting like a computer person or something. I don't even understand.
So what's the purpose of this? What is the end goal? What are they trying to accomplish?
Just getting money. Like, okay, let's say for example, right? If somebody's on a like TikTok stream or whatever their stream is, right? Let's say if somebody pays and give them a rose, right? They'll take the rose and they'll say something like a computer, like rose or something stupid. They'll take an ice cream and start taking imaginary licks. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so like, man, I can't really describe the word of how crazy it is. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's just wow. I just never seen this kind of stuff in this world before, man. I don't know what's going on, man. It's just like the more I live, it's just like the crazier this stuff gets, man. I don't get it, not one bit at all, man.
I don't know, man. I kind of been living under a rock, so I had never even heard of this stuff.
Time, man. I'm gonna go to Psalms 119, 119 and 100 real quick, man, because this stuff is just. I mean, Lord have mercy. Let me figure out how to get this stuff off the screen. Cause here we go. Slocky.
Thank you.
Slocky, man. That stuff is crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. You have no idea. So,
and while he's bringing that up, y'all heard of how many of y'all heard of Fed Now? How many of y'all know what Fed? If you know what Fed Now is, put a 1 in the comment box.
Outrageous.
That has something to do with digital currency. If you've ever heard of Fed Now, put it in the comment. Put a 1 in the comment box. If you haven't, put a 2.
Let me see here.
Okay, y'all heard of Fed? Y'all know Fed Now is active now. It went active. Brother, you know what Fed Now is, right?
Yeah,
Fed Now. It's a digital. It's a digital currency tracking system. A lot of people will look it up, do some research on it. But Fed Now was activated as of 1 July. And basically, what Fed Now is, I was thinking it was going to be an app, but after I did more research on it, it's not an app. It's a system. It's almost like the CBD, what you call it, the central bank, the digital central banking. It's almost like that. So what Fed Now is that means all these brothers that got PayPal on their channels, that got Cash App, guess what? They're gonna have to start paying taxes on that stuff. So that means that your money, if you're sending money through Cash App, PayPal, Vimeo, if you're sending money, anybody on the receiving end is going to be taxed from that. Or if you're getting money from these different services like Cash App, PayPal, and so forth, you're going to be taxed. And this is something that came online. This is something that was signed into law. A lot of folks don't even know about it. A lot of people don't even know. It's going to get to a point where you're not going to have to go in and file your taxes. Every year, you're gonna get a statement of what you owe or what they owe you, and that's going to be the end of it. I just wanted to bring that out just to tell you that all this thing, all this stuff is, I believe, in preparation for the mark of the beast, whenever that will be. But it's going to get to a point where everything is going to be digital. Everything is going to be digital.
Yeah, Con. It's already on the way, brother. It's already on the way. You see what they're doing now.
Yep.
That right there is going to just link us into the mark of the beast. Just the way it goes.
And whether you know it or not, you don't have control over whether you can use FedNow or not. It's already in the system. So anytime that you make transactions digitally, even through your banks, it's being tracked by FedNow.
Con.
Fact.
You know, man, this means a lot right here, Israel, because, right, man, you see all the crazy stuff that's going on here, right? That like especially what I just showed you with that, stupid ass girl on there acting like a computer, damn computer program or whatnot, right? So we're gonna go to Psalms 119, and this is one of my favorite scriptures too, right? I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm just gonna read a couple of it, and it says, though through thy commandments has made me wiser than mine enemies, for they are ever with me, right? In this land of captivity, right, man, our damn enemies are forever with us. You got to call and you got to request the day off, but it's the holy day, right? But you don't got to call and request 4th of July off, right? You ain't got to call and request that fake ass Christmas off, right? But on our holy days, right? New moon days, all of this stuff that is in the law, statutes, and commandments, even though they claim to be a nation under God, they don't keep none of God's commandments, right? It says, I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation, right? This is how you get wise in this area that we're at, right? In this void of just unadulterated wickedness, right? Ruled by Satan, right? Because, what does the scripture say? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? And for us to be able to move through this earth, right, we got to meditate on those precepts, right? It says, I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts, right? Man, look how many times the ancients, our forefathers, went off, right? It literally took them 40 years in the desert to wander around in circles, getting their ass whooped, getting killed, right? Getting sunk down, getting the ground is opening them up, right? The Lord catching them on fire, doing all kind of crazy stuff, right? Because they want to listen. All because of what? You don't want to keep the precepts. It says, I have refrained my feet from every evil way, that I might keep thy word. I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. What I mean, like that 104, right? That's the atomic bomb, really, right? Because if you really look at it, it says that if you don't keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, you're never going to get any understanding. And you're going to love the false way because you're not going to understand that the way you're going is a falsehood in to begin with.
And it's interesting, Israel, in that last verse where it says, through precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Now, these commandments are as ancient as the Most High Yahweh himself. And why you think it's important to practice these righteous acts? Because it's like there's a code. I can't explain it, but there's like a code within these laws. When you start keeping them, it's like a power that resonates. It's like I can't explain it, y'all. It's just you have to really be practicing the righteous acts to really feel it. But it's
calm too, though. It's a calm too.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's like a code, but it's a calm, and it's like you understand. It's like you begin to understand the secret things of the Most High. Now that's probably why David was so close to the Most High Yahweh, because he understood the secret things of the Most High. And so Israel, we have to be like our forefathers. We have to be like the patriarchs who hated wickedness. They hated evil. but love the commandments. All right. And
Con.
this is why the heathens are throwing everything at us from A to Z, trying to keep us in the dark. I'll give you an example. Like, we follow the dietary laws. We don't eat no pork. We don't eat no shrimp, shellfish, all that kind of stuff that the scriptures talks about in Leviticus chapter 11. That's unclean. Now, you look at the pig. All right, everything they put pig from the snout all the way to the foot. Like when y'all take those capsules, Israel, you got to be careful because those gelatins, they are made from pig skin.
Con. You got to see if it says bovine,
Yeah,
right? Bovine or porcine. Right?
Yeah.
Porcine is pig. Bovine is beef. Right. That comes from a beef animal. Salakia, go ahead,
Yeah.
brother.
You want to make sure when you get the capsules, you want to make sure that they're vegan. All right, make sure that they're vegan. Probably the safest thing. But a lot of folks don't know that. I'm pretty sure some of you didn't even know that either. So, but they put pig gelatin, same thing. Gelatin, certain what you call those certain ingredients you got to be really, really careful about. I know some of you like to eat them noodles. Even when you get the chicken ones, the beef ones, you got to read very carefully because they do add pork, like a sediment of pork seasoning to that stuff, but it's another name for it. All right. So you got to be very careful because the heathens, they know, man. They know that our power is keeping the commandments. They know that if we keep the commandments, that is our power. And why do you think they give us hell? Like they give us hell. They make sure you can't grow a beard. Like if you're in a service or something like that, or if you're a police officer, or if you're working in any kind of government service, you have to shave your beard, unless you get a profile or something like that. Or, certain things, women have to wear pants and all that kind of stuff. It's just all these little things that get us to go against the commandments of the Most High. Just like Brother Eitan was saying, they don't request. You don't have to request to get holidays off because you get them off automatically.
God.
Yeah, you come into work if you want to on one of them holidays. Ain't nobody gonna be there. But when it comes to ours, they give us hell. Oh, we need you. Or we go. No, we can be. We got to take our holy days.
Yeah, I'm available on every holiday. I'm available. Best believe that. 4th of July, put me. I'm working.
That's right.
I'm working. Fuck that, man. Salakia. Forget that.
It's okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Salakia, man. Forget these heathen. You know what I mean? I ain't taking off on no holiday. I'm working, man. I got stuff to do. The Most High say work 6 days, and on the 7th day rest. Right? He got, if you follow the Most High's holy days, he got way more rest days and holy days than the white man does. Right? Yep. You got more rest days, right? More holy days, where you can chill and relax and cook out with your family than the white man does.
Yeah.
Right? But y'all want to go by it, what these heathen want to do, 4th of July, they're cooning, shucking and jiving, with your little American flag shirt on and doing all other kind of crazy stuff. Oh, man.
And it's getting worse and worse with our people. And I remember I was working, and I mean, all our people that I work with, oh yeah, I'm going out for fireworks, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and just excited, let it come to the Most High's holy day. You can't do that. That's wicked.
Yeah, man. They all of a sudden they don't want to come hang out, man. Wicked ass. We ain't got time for that. Right? You know what I'm saying? See, this right here, right? Proverbs chapter 3, verse 33. It says, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. That's why people can't never get up. That's why we can't do nothing. The Most High told us in Deuteronomy 28 that what? If you're not keeping the commandments, you're going to have a curse on you. Right? But he blessed the habitation of the just. Right? So, like, if you're keeping the commandments, man, the Most High going to open doors for you in the land of the heathen. In the land of your captivity, he's going to open doors for you. Right? Look what he did to Joseph. Joseph was rising up, even though they was hating on him because he had a coat of many colors. Threw him in the ditch, right? Got mad, was hating on him, right? But guess what? Did he start to hate on his brothers? No. Was he wicked? No. Right? Even though he didn't have the laws, statutes, and commandments, he knew it internally to not turn on his brothers, right? He kept his brothers, and what? He was being just the whole time, and the Most High blessed him, raised them up out of the dungeon to a ruler. Raised them up out of the dungeon into a ruler. All because of what? He was a just. He was just. Same thing with our people, right? Zach, you know what I'm saying? Old boy, the Most High's homeboy, right? That died, right? Lazarus, right? Even in his poor state, right? When he was just, and when he died, right? Who did he? You know what I'm saying? Who was there to receive him? Right? Abraham. The scriptures say he was in the bosom of. He was being taken care of, right? So we have to think. We only have to think in the long term, right? Our people, we have a problem with seeing things in the short term. We want everything now. I want to do a quick lick now. I want to get that pound, and I want to flip some weed, and you know, I want to get me a key. I want to flip me some dope. You know, I want to hurry up and get that money now, right? That's been the problem with our people from the beginning. We want everything so fast.
The seriousness, wickedness. Share something right quick. Israel, you know, brother brought out earlier, you know, when keeping the commandments is power in there. And look what Jasher says. Jasher 13:4. It says, and now, therefore, if you will hearken to my voice and guard my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah, then will I cause your enemies to fall before you. That's powerful, man. I'm like, man, and that's how serious Most High takes this stuff. It says, my statutes and my Torah, then I will cause your enemies to fall before you. Brother Eitan can testify to this. I can testify to this. That when you keep the commandments, the Most High protects his people. This is, and I will multiply your seed like the stars of heaven, and I will send my blessings upon all the works of your hands, and you shall lack nothing. You know, this is a past and future literal application because it applies to our people. Keep the commandments. I mean, man, you just have no idea the blessings you're missing out on.
Israel, y'all got any questions, Israel?
Yeah,
we just politics because me and Brother Damon, we could talk all night about scriptures.
I think y'all bashful or something. Y'all just like, man, come on,
you know,
come on, y'all.
How many of y'all are taking off tomorrow? Y'all better be off tomorrow for work. You know, I don't want to see the numbers drop neither when I say that. You know, I want to see y'all start dropping off. He on to us now, right? I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm serious about the Most High, man. I really want to get out of here.
Yeah, these are,
you know, either it's in the grave or, you know, if he comes. Either way, I'm going. You know, Lord willing, I'm going either way. Right? I like going to bed, right? I like going to rest, you know, laying down to rest and knowing that, you know, I was righteous throughout the day. Right? I didn't tell any lies. I didn't deceive my brother, right? I didn't try to get over at anyone. Right, I didn't do my sister wrong, you know. I didn't turn you know, one of my sisters into a harlot, or you know, fornicate, you know. So when one of my sisters, you know what I mean, you know, I got a good, you know, when I rest, when I lay down, right, I got a good feeling, right. And you don't never want to, and you know, once you get into a practice of that, right, of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, nothing's going to be able to shake you from your foundation. Nothing, right? You look up, you know, when you're in the job, you're at the workplace, right? Hey, man, some heathen might be getting on your nerves, right? But you know, in 2nd Ezra 6:54, right? And Isaiah 40, right? It says that what? The heathens are less than nothing. They're like a drop of a bucket. The Most High don't give a damn about them, right? I look at that and I'm like, wow, man, the Most High just thinks these heathen are spit. I'm not worried about that, you know. Let them die for now.
And it's crazy for the Most High to go that hard for our people, for us, but we turn around and we want to be wicked as all get out. That's just like slapping the face. That's disrespectful. I think that's just beyond disrespectful. You got the Most High Yahweh, he'll kill nations for our sakes, but yet here we are being wicked. I mean, just look when they went in, and when the Most High told them to drive out all those Canaanites, the Jebusites, Hittites, and all them folks. They drove them out. But Israel didn't drive all of them out, But just imagine, man, if they just once our people just obeyed the Most High.
Con.
I mean, it's simple. It's not rocket science. It wasn't anything that the Most High was asking that was difficult. Like brother Eitan said, they had to wonder. It was only an 11-day journey, Israel. 11 days. 11 days.
Con.
Turned into 40 years because the Most High kept having to go around in circles.
Sister Tina, what you got for us? I said, brothers, can you please answer my question? Go ahead and write it in the comment section.
Yeah, go ahead and write it, yeah.
And then, we'll see if we can't get to it.
And if you want to, sister, you want to come on, just come on too as well. You're more than welcome to come on backstage. You've been with us for a while, so you know who you are.
That's right.
And anybody else that got questions too, just go ahead and write them in.
God, man, I don't know, Israel, man. Sometimes I think this is the last days because we got so damn wicked. But then I was like, when I read the scriptures and I just see, like stuff like Sodom and Gomorrah and how they were like beating down the door to try to get a hold of the angels, and just just how it was, in the old days when there was like real wickedness on the earth that made the Most High so mad that he had to send down angels to kill folks. I don't think we're there yet. I really don't think we're there yet. You know what I mean?
It's getting there though, but
it's getting there. It's getting there.
And but when you think, okay, like even now, when I think about Genesis 19 of Sodom and Gomorrah, and it said that they were from very young to old. And you look at these young kids these days; they train these kids out in schools. These schools are turning these little kids out. They're coming out the closet and everything. It's crazy. They're trying to make pedophilia a sexual orientation. Did y'all know that?
What?
She said,
I never heard that. For real?
Yeah. They try. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll find an article. Let me see. She said she answered. She asked a question already. So let me scroll to the comment.
Okay.
See what the question was because I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't catch I didn't question. I didn't catch the question, sis. You're gonna have to go back and write that again. It's not in there.
Yeah. I don't see I don't see the question in the comment box.
God.
Where so you can write that for us? That'd be great.
God. The book of 1 John chapter 3, right, verse 9 and 10. It says, whosoever is born of God doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. Right. That means that you truly put the Most High first, right? You know how you're a child, right? When you're a child, you don't want to make your mom mad, and you try to make sure you do everything you can, not to get your ass whooped, or not to, what I'm saying, just not to get in trouble. You know what I mean? You want to make your parents proud. You want to, whatever their understanding had to be back in their time. Maybe they're happy about you going to the white man's school, getting good grades, or whatever. So whatever it may be, right? That's the exact same way that we're supposed to act for the Most High. Right? So whoever is born of God doth not commit sin. All right. So if you're keeping the law, statute, commandments, and you're born of God, meaning that you know God and you understand the Most High and you truly love God, you're not going to be out here being wicked. Right? It says, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, for he is born of God. In this, the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he loveth not his brother. Right? So in other words, right, you know how we always talk about the Most High, he's a mass punisher, right? He mass punishment is his way of teaching us, right? He never just singles out one or two Israelites and then that's not how it goes, right? If 5 of you niggas is being wicked and nobody stopping y'all, the Most High is bringing down the whole house, right? That's why it was our duty to carry out the judgment on those that were wicked around us, right? To stave off persecution from the Most High, right? So it says that in this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth his brother. Right? So like I was saying, right, if you're not doing righteousness, if you're out there doing twerking in the club, slinging your ding-a-ling everywhere, being baby mamas, whatever the case may be, right? And it's full of unrighteousness. Man, you don't love your brother. You don't love me. You don't love brother Daniel. You don't love your sister. You don't love your brother, right? You don't love none of us. You know why? Because you want to keep us in this captivity because you want to be laden with sin. You don't want to get out of here, right? You don't want your original language back. You love the last name of the white man on your back. You love it. You love it. You love it here, right? You don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't love your people. Because if you loved your people, you will keep these laws, statutes, and commandments so we can get the hell up out of here.
That's right.
Let me see. No question yet.
And we had something like a question here, but this is
Okay.
from my brother JP. If we don't know where these pale mutants come from, I call them the demon seed. They couldn't possibly be Esau, right? All the earth was melanated at one time, even the Hebrews. You're absolutely right. And then I know the scriptures definitely said that Esau's camp. It talked about Esau's dwelling place forever. It would be in some country, but it's like in the middle. It's like what they call the Middle East now. So this is something that me and brother Eitan is constantly doing a study on. This is something that I've been doing a study on as well. Because I've been really looking for answers. Now, for me, I do not believe that the Most High created these people. I've heard some arguments to say that they were a mutation of what you call those people who are born like with white skin but they're black.
Oh, albinos, albinism.
But I don't believe that because a mutation. You can have mutations, but you cannot create a race from mutations like that.
Well.
You can, but it's like if you take two black albino woman and man, their babies is going to be black as us. All right, so that's the problem. So to say that white people came from albinos is a false statement because it's been scientifically proven that albino people can still have black babies.
Right, but. Okay, that's a right. I'll agree with you with that on that, brother. But it's a low possibility for them to have a black baby. It's extremely low. It's a higher possibility for them to have another albino child if you have two albino children with if you have two albino children. Like if you have an albino woman and an albino man and they have a child, it's a high possibility they're going to be albino.
Well, actually, they did a test on that just to prove that. They find out it was a higher percentage that was having black babies.
No, man, for real. Where's that research at, man? We gotta look that up. Yeah, Con, you gotta do that up.
Yeah.
Right.
Black albinos.
Now, why he's looking that up, right? This is something I wanted to show you guys, right? Because this is dealing with Esau, right? Because a lot of people they think that he's a white man, right? Now. At this time, right, the Egyptians and the Israelites supposed to be on the same team, and they were supposed to fight against hold on. Oh, wait. Let me see who these guys are supposed to fight against. The king of Cush. Okay, the border kingsmen. Slocky. Let me get on here. Fought against these kings in Israel. Smoke.
Okay. Albinos with no more.
Okay, right. Okay, Ishmael and the children of Shittim, right? Right? They were fighting against these folks right here, right? And so, what happened was, right, when the battle had got real bad, right? Instead of standing to fight, the Egyptians took off running, right? The Egyptians took off running, turned tail, and left the Israelites to fight by themselves, right? Now, but what the Israelites were doing, right? They, every time they ran up on the Egyptian. Right, that turned tail and ran, they beat him down, right? They beat him down, right? And they killed him, right? But this right here is one of those situations where if an Edomite was a so-called albino person, he would easily be, he couldn't be in with these same folks that are all of melanated, of a melanated nature. And it says in 46, and some which the Israelites met on the road, they, the children of Israel, spoke to each other, saying, Smite, for he is an Ishmaelite or an Edomite, or from the children of Shittim, and they stood over him and slew him, and they knew he was an Egyptian, right? Now, Egyptians, they had the same, the Egyptians of antiquity, right? They have our skin complexion, right? So they were saying that now at the time, our enemies, right? Our enemies were Ishmaelites and Edomites and the children of Shittim, right? So what he was saying is that the children of Israel, they were like, oh my goodness, they were trying to act like they mistaken, right? They had mistaken an Ishmaelite or Edomite or children of Shittim for an Egyptian. Now, if an Edomite was so-called white person, how was that possible? You see what I'm saying? You can't mistake a white person for an Egyptian, you know what I mean? Or an albino person for an Egyptian. So you know that the Edomites were not white, right?
Exactly.
Especially when you know they mixed with the children of Ham. You know, matter of fact, they had a heyday mixing with the children of Ham. So it's no way, no how, you know, that they could be white. You know what I mean? That's just not happening.
Let me know when you want me to bring this article up.
Oh, come on, man. Bring the article up. Salakia.
Okay. And this is something I saw. I'm going to read it. Can you see it? Oh, it's going to come up.
Yeah,
Let me know when you see it.
All right. Con, I see it. It's up. Mm-hmm.
I'll make it a little bigger here.
Con.
This thing on. Can you see it okay?
Let me see. Hold up.
I'll make it bigger. Let me help. You know,
I mean, I can see it good. I don't know if anybody. Hey, if y'all can see it good in the comment section, put a 1 down there. Yeah, I can see it good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let me make it. All right, it's gonna hide our face a little bit, but that's okay though. So I'm just gonna read it, and you know, y'all can tell me what y'all think about this. Albinos with normal offspring. All right, it says I should like to add a few remarks to Mr. Trevor Roper article in your February number about a very interesting pedigree in which 2 generalized albinos had 3 children with normal pigmentation and even dark brown iridus, what you call it, you just look in your eyes. Says this case report is as yet unique and may be explained in one of the following ways. The father is a case of albinism or of incomplete generalized recessive albinism, having slightly darker hair than the wife. The stroma of his iris has no pigment, and his color is naturally white because he belonged to a very fair blue-eyed normal type to which the albinism gene was added. And brother, feel free to jump in if you want to.
All right. Oh, Con. Hey, you know what? You're right. I was getting I was getting mixed up. It's 1 in 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It's 1 in 4. So like if they were to get mixed up, every 1 in 4 will be an albino. You know what I'm saying? Will be an albino seed.
And I know I read that because
you're right. My bad.
Because I was doing a study. I was doing an in-depth study on, because I was trying to find out, okay, is it true that white people could come from albinism? And then after I studied that, I realized, okay, and I looked at several sources where majority of times if there's 2 albinism, because they have that, you know, they have that gene. So
I don't know, man. I mean, the way they got here, man, there's no history. There's no history on where the hell they come from. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about non-melanated. So
man.
And there's a new term that I'm using for them now. You know, I still call them heathens, but you know, I also refer to them as non-indigenous.
Yeah, Con.
Because once I studied the albinism, and once I realized that, okay, albinism are going to have, they're going to constantly have majority of still black babies. So that would eliminate the idea that white people came from albinism.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, let's say for example, right, if you had breeded it out, you know what I'm saying? Let's say for example, if 1 in 4 babies, you know, become albinos, right? You know, and then their child, the child of albino seed, right? Now, okay, let's say for example, if you had two albinos, right, and they had a child, their child now has a 50% chance of having another albino. You see what I'm saying? Because the more you are breeding it down the line, you're killing the doggone melanin gene.
But
right? You're damaging it.
But I disagree with that. Let me tell you why I disagree with that. Because every black, every
I'm gonna show you right here. This is a proof.
Every melanated person has a carbonation in their genes. Now that's a little different from melanin. Carbonation is It's like part of your genetic makeup. So even the albinism, they look white on the outside. They still have that carbon makeup on the inside. That's why when black albinos have babies, 9 times out of 10, majority of times it's going to be a regular melanated baby. Now I'm gonna tell you how. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think what happened.
No, I think we're getting it mixed up. I think I think you're getting it mixed up. What I'm saying. Okay. All right. I agree with you what you're saying initially, right? So let's say, for example, if two albinos, if they have because they immediately come from the black family, right? So let's say if a black family had an albino seed, right, and another black family had an albino seed, right, and then we mate those together, right? Now it says if both parents carry the gene, there's 1 in 4 chance that their child will have an albinism, right? So let's say now you have 1 in 4 chance, right, for that kid. Now when they have a child, and in a 1 in 2 chance that the child will be a carrier, right, it goes to 50%, right? So let's say, for example, that child, right, mates with another albino. You see what I'm saying? After a while, the dark gene gonna be gone. You can systematically what is that called? You can systematically selectively breed their ass.
Not really, not with albinism. And the only reason why I say that is because there's a documentary. What's that?
Did I just hear what I said?
It's called Rabbit Proof Fence. See, you can't do that with albinism because albinism, you're still gonna have down the line somewhere. You're still gonna have that melanated gene that's gonna pop out.
Yeah, but who cares?
But what I'm saying,
who cares? It's gonna die.
I don't believe that it would die completely because down the line, if you have like what you're saying on here, randomly 1 in 2 or whatever, 1 in 4. All right, down the line, let's say an albinism produces another albinism.
Right.
Let's say that descendant albinism gives with another albinism. Well, one of those genes, they're gonna have a melanated, gonna be a melanated baby. So what I'm saying is that I don't believe that albinism can be used to cancel out the melanated people.
No.
I think now I'm gonna get to what I'm talking about casting. Now, casting, do y'all know, Israel? Do y'all know what the method of casting is? So when the non-melanated people, not the albinism people, but I'm talking about non-melanated people, the Europeans, the British, what they did is when they came to Australia, you had I'm gonna tell you the facts because they nearly wiped out. Matter of fact, the indigenous are damn nearly extinct. Okay, so with the British folks, the real Europeans, the demon seed as I call them, now they damn nearly wiped out all the indigenous Australians through casting because what they did is they breeded with the indigenous Australians and they created these half mixed races, and then that second generation breeded again with the European British. They completely wiped out they wiped out the indigenous. Now, if they were able to produce a black baby somewhere down the line, but they can't because of that European type nature. But with albinism, they still can have a black baby somewhere down the line. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
God, I mean, like the genetic structure is still going to stay there, like somewhere. But just like you said, okay, for example, right? I'm gonna prove it. Casting, this exact same thing what you said, right? That's they turn the nation lighter, right? By continuously breeding people that have damaged melanin genes, right? That's what they're doing, right? It's the exact same thing. This is why when I showed you at first, it was 1 in 4, but the child of an albino baby, then it has a 50% chance, right? And then that child, so forth and so on, you're going to continue damaging the melanin gene till the only thing you're doing is producing non-melanated children. Now, it'll fix, of course, just like right now, you see a white person, say, well, really, they're albinos, man. I wanted to find this doggone article I read a while back. It said the 13 types of albino is albinism, starting with the white-haired, pink-eyed albino, blonde-haired, pink-eyed albino, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, so forth and so on. But it's going down the steps of albinoism, right? Yeah,
but I wouldn't call like these white people Europeans. I wouldn't call the non-melanated these people albinos because only black people can have albinism babies. So in other words, to say that these white people are albinos it's basically saying that they really came from us. Now, and here's
Well, albinism is just the minus of pigmentation. That's it. It's just the damage of the melanin gene, right? They got to be out. They have to have some form of albinism, you know, for them to not have a fully functioning melanin gene, right?
Yeah. I think these Europeans, or these I call them non-indigenous, non-melanin people. I think, you know, I know for sure they wasn't created by the Most High, because when the Most High created Adam and Eve, there was no such thing as white dirt back then. So, you know, so that right there rules it out.
Yeah, right.
They came from somewhere now, man. Maybe. And again, Israel, I'm not making this doctrine. I'm not making this scriptures or anything like that. But what I do believe, and I have, you know, like I said, I'm still doing more research. But what I do believe, I think the fallen angels might have tampered with some genetics, maybe some human genetics from us and some other genetics, and created some kind of hybrid, and they spread like wildfire. Who knows, you know? But I know for sure that the Most High did not create these people, because even nature is melanated. All right, these people are not us. They're not even in the same category. Now, they might have arms, legs, and eyes, and mouth, and they can eat, they can poop, all that kind of stuff. But so can different breeds of dogs. You know, the Bible only speaks of the wolf and a few other dogs, the fox, or all these other breeds. Pit bull never existed. A pit bull is a mixed breed. It's an abomination. Anytime you create something that was not created by the Most High, it's an abomination. Am I wrong or right?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, bring it out.
Let's keep it real. So when we see these non-melanated people and everything, where the hell did they really come from? All right. And I know there's many discussions out there, and I'm not saying that I have the answer, but I'm definitely still searching everything. And I think Brother Aton, you know, has some really, really good points. But this is how we study, y'all. This is how me and Brother Aton get down a lot. Sometimes we'll be hours just
going back and forth on stuff,
back and forth debating until we can find some concrete answers. You know, we're not like these other brothers. They get mad and then they just fall out and everything. You know.
No, iron sharpen iron, Israel. You don't want to be with no brother that just agrees with everything you say. You'll never grow that way. You got to have a brother to challenge you, so forth and so on, right? That's why me and Brother Daniel, man, we get along good. And for you, Brother McClendon, that whole household was stoned and put to death.
Yeah.
The whole household was stoned and put to death.
Yeah. I'm surprised we ain't had nobody come on backstage yet.
Right? You got any other questions, Israel? Got any other questions on this new moon holy day?
We've been an hour. We wouldn't plan on keeping you guys, keeping you bruised that long anyway. So, man, I didn't realize it's been an hour already.
Oh, word? Is that long already? Yeah. Let's get it, man. Salakia. Right, let's go to Isaiah 62. Let's go to Isaiah 62 on that boy. Oh, hold on. Let me got so many screens going.
Yeah, I had to drop one of my screens.
Yeah, it's lucky. I keep forgetting what I got going on. Isaiah 62.
Sorry about that.
Are you good? Isaiah 62. So 6. Boom, right? All right. Oh, it's okay. All right. Now, Israel, we got some work ahead of us, right? We got some work. Oh, dog, my bad. I thought I didn't share the screen. What happened?
I think I don't see nothing. You have to share. I think you have to share it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's it right there. Boom. Isaiah 62. We're gonna start verse 6. All right. I don't know if we have much else because we don't really see any more questions or anything like that. I hope some of y'all guys.
I think Sister Tina is type of question.
Yes.
I looked through the comment. I didn't see any questions from you.
Hey sis, space it out. If it's long, write half of it and then write the other half.
Or just click on the link and come on backstage, and we put you on. You can just text the question.
All right. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, right? Which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Right. So, Brother Daniel and myself, we're gonna be on here making noise every Shabbat, every holy day, every new moon, every Passover, right? Every Purim, everything that we got going on, and every day of the week, we're gonna be making noise.
That's right.
To our people, right? It says, "Give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth." Right. So guess what? We're not gonna give the Lord any rest. Right, he gonna hear our voice every day. The Lord gonna get tired of us. Be like, man, them niggas did it. Man, they at it again. Dog, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll never shut up about me. That's how every single one of y'all need to be to make your election sure. Right? You got to be the watchman upon the walls. Jerusalem is our people right now. Right? We're not in the Holy Land, so Jerusalem is us. We're Jerusalem. We need watchmen upon the walls to watch out for our people. They don't need to hold their peace, get on the wicked of our people. We need to go hard in the paint. Stop being timid. Right? Stop being timid, man. Those days are over. Right? All of a sudden, people, everybody's timid now. Man, you can't tell people they stupid. All kinds of stuff is going on the earth. Everybody's sensitive. Everybody's sensitive. You know what I mean? Everybody's effeminate now. Man, if you're effeminate, you ain't making it.
That's what the scripture says.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're a brother that's in your feelings all the time, you're effeminate and you ain't making it.
And, we're going to see a lot of that because, again, unfortunately, a lot of these boys being raised by women. And it's a sad case, Israel.
Look at this, right?
Just imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now.
Let's see this right
I don't
quick.
even want to imagine it because things are happening so fast. Okay, it says, when I explained to Israel about commandments.
Right. When I explained to Israel about the commandments.
I think she might be trying to write another part of the question.
Okay, Con. Right. They think they do not have to follow them. All right. Well, you got to send them to an elder that could explain it to them better, sis. You know what I mean? It's all good. You're doing your part.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's a video we did, Sister Tina. Go back. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Go back in our playlist. I think you were on there, but we did a breakdown of all the scriptures that they would try to use. Oh, in fact, you know what? I can tell you what the video was because we aired it on all 3 channels, and it was one of our one of our most important lessons and everything. Hold on, give me a second. I'll tell you which one it was. All right. The title is called Christy Insanity, Insane Understanding of the Law. So sis, if you go through that and get all those precepts.
You know what?
Yep.
Here, I'm going to help you out, sis. Right. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on what to do when you got to All right.
Depending on what you're trying to tell them though too, because
yeah, Con, I got you, sis. Right. Yeah. Now I want to show here. Let's just go to the scripts real quick. Right. This is a quick tutorial of what you need to do real quick. Right. All right. Boom. All right. So let's say, for example, you got oh shit. No, Slocky. 2 Peter. All right. Boom. Here it is. Slocky. All right. Here we go. Right. Boom. Right. See, a lot of brothers. Right. You be like, what part of the scriptures? Right. You have to like when you encounter this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? This is not actually you're not really, you can answer questions. That's nothing, but when it gets too hard, go ahead and then direct them to an elder, me or Brother Daniel or something like that. But while you're there and they have questions like this, right? You need to ask them, right? You need to ask probing questions, right? When you're in a dialogue with someone, you need to ask them probing questions. You need to be like, well, what gave you the inclination that you didn't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments? And then 100% all the time they're going to tell you something that Paul wrote. 100% of the time they're going to tell you, well, in this book right here it says we want to keep the commandments, or Paul says this. It's going to be something that Paul wrote, because they don't understand that what Paul is referring to is that us not keeping the law, as far as that we can't kill our brother and rob him of repentance, because killing a homosexual is part of the law, right? Judgment is part of the law, right? So we are, so we're under grace right now. We still have to keep the commandments, right? But we can't execute the judgment part of the law, right? So that's what Paul was talking about. So when you go into a situation like that and you talk to those people and they say something, yeah, man, Paul said, we don't have to keep the commandments. 100% of the time they're talking about Paul, because that's the only people that's the only books in the Bible that people get that misunderstanding from. Mm-hmm. So what you do, write this scripture down right here, right? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 and 16, right? It says, "An account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also according to the wisdom unto him hath written unto you," right? "As also in all his epistles, speaking in them of things in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable wrest, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction." Meaning that Paul is hard to understand, right? So after you get to something like that, go ahead and ask him about another scripture that you know by heart. We'll be like, well, how does the Most High feel about, the heathens or something like that? And then, give him, give him something simple. Like I was saying, 654, Isaiah 40, Deuteronomy 7-6, whatever the case may be, right? You can just rattle off some scriptures that you know by heart because you've been studying. I would pray so, right? And then, of course, they're not going to know it, right? And then you'd be like, well, see, you don't understand these things because you don't know the scripture. You're unlearned. Now I could put you into contact with brothers that can help you truly understand the scriptures. But that's right there is all, you need to be short of words. You don't need to be, going back and forth and fighting them and doing all this other stuff like that. Just try to be as calm and collective, right? And then and as easy going and a what do you call that? A good, like a good personality, something that so that gives them light and that you're non-combative when you're doing it, right? And man, that's easy to do, right? So show them a couple of scriptures, show them that Paul's being hard to understand. That's why you think that you can break the commandments when you really can't. And then have them contact Brother Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Glad to help you out. Yeah, exactly.
Con.
We're glad to have him on the show. Me and Brother A-Time, we reached out to, quite a few people, Christians to come on the show.
They don't want to though. They know they
don't do that. They're comfortable. They're comfortable in crying out to Zeus and calling upon Zeus. So,
this is actually one of my favorite scriptures. I use it quite often. Right? It says, "The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion." Right? When you're righteous, right, and you know them scriptures, and you know these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you know the scriptures, right? You can go here, you can go there. You got precept upon precept. Right, you're going to be bold as a lion when it comes to these scriptures and the doctrine that you hold. Right, you're going to be bold as a lion with this doctrine that you hold. And guess what? The wicked flee when no man pursue it. No one's chasing after him. Hey, he's not going to want to stand up. Right, he's not going to want to defend his doctrine. Right, them boys are going to flee. Right, when they're not going to run, they're never going to come to you and be like, you know what, brother, you're right. The scales have fallen off my eyes. And I've now come into the understanding of the truth, right? That's not going to come to their mind at all. They'll rather run, right? And then continue to hold on to falsehoods, right? Continue to hold on to falsehoods. But see what what does the scripture say in Sirach 18, right? Sirach, Salakia, 118, right? The scriptures say, Salakia, 14. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful from the womb." Right? And it was created with the faithful from the womb. Right? So don't even deal with those folks, right? If they're giving you a hard time or they seem combatant or like something like that, don't even worry about it, right? The scripture says don't deal with heretics. Right? The scripture says, don't deal with heretics.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not too sure how what their approach is or where you're at, but allow them just pray, and that as the Spirit moves, they'll come to you with some more. But the whole thing was that we want to be to a point where the Scripture says that let us give it the hope to let us, give an answer according to the hope that's within us. And so again, the more you practice the precepts, that's why I was, recommending that video that lesson video, so you can just write down and build up the precepts, go with, so that way you'll be better equipped to deal with certain situations like that. If people come up to you in the workplace or whatever, or family members. Now, what I've learned, Sister Tina, is if you're not engaged in a conversation with them about the scriptures, don't engage them unless they engage you. All right. Because a lot of times, the way the Spirit works is that sometimes the Most High will lead people to you or family members to you to ask questions, and then that's when you open up. I've not had to go to one person to witness about this faith. They all came to me.
Oh, Khan, all praises.
Yep. When they step into the lion's den, some of them wish they didn't, but some of them they get a good benefit from it.
Khan, right? Okay, the scriptures say, right, and this is and this goes for all of us, right? We're not supposed to be arguing with niggas, right? You ain't supposed to be arguing with niggas, right? Just like I read in what was that? Sirach 114, right? It comes from the womb, right? This is how the Spirit bear witness, right, to another brother. Man, another brother, man, the Spirit's going to bear witness. You're not going to have to fight him when it comes to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The Most High did. Hamashiach didn't have to fight the 12 disciples to follow him. He didn't have to fight those people that have large gatherings to follow him, right? He didn't have to do that. Those folks came willingly. You know why? Because they were of God. The folks that are of God, they hear God's voice, right? If you're not of God, you're going to be listening to the voice of Satan, and you're going to be nothing but a heretic, right? So let's see. The book of Titus, chapter 3, going to verse 10, it says, a man that is a heretic, after the first and second admonition, reject. So you got to tell somebody, hey, man, what you're doing is wrong. Hey, man, that's not the scriptures, right? It says, knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned himself. Let's look at that word, subverted, right? Boom, right? Trash pickup. All right. Oh yeah. All right. Boom. Right. To change for the worse, pervert, corrupt. Right. Usually those folks that you're arguing with, right, that they don't want to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, they're perverted. They're corrupted in spirit. Right. They're corrupted in spirit. The folks that want to listen to the Most High God, right? The folks that want to listen is let me see here, right? Just like I said, right? Sirach. And 14, right here, boom, right? To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. You're not going to have to argue with these folks, right? I've been having a debate. Con. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Get them in your family, man. Get them right. I'm with that 100%. Get them right. All right, Israel. I really don't have much more. If y'all don't have any more questions or nothing like that, this was just, we just wanted to talk to y'all tonight.
Yep.
Tell y'all to keep them commandments.
That's right, Israel. I'm about to light this menorah. I'm burning the frankincense.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Make the neighbors mad. All right.
That's right. Yeah, this whole place smoking, boy. Smoking like a temple.
We passed out in there.
Hey, look. It's
gonna burn down the joint.
It's like it's gonna be like when that angel burnt that censer and he threw it to the earth.
Oh, man, like that out. All right, Israel. We got no more questions. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey, brothers, there are many precepts I can go to go against. Oh, Con, I already see that. Yeah, brother, keep at it, right? Yeah, man, just keep studying, brother, and that's what's up, man. Just keep holding their feet to the fire, right? Keep busting them upside their head with those laws, statutes, and commandments. And those precepts.
Enjoy the new moon Shabbat.
Con.
Take this time to reminisce on the graces of the Most High and His deliverance for our people, and build your precepts up, and have fun. Enjoy the feast.
Con.
And as we say, we bid you a farewell. Shabbat Shalom, new moon, and
Stay strong.